morning, everybody. Welcome to the Alpha Pension Group Retirement Recap for Wednesday, April 15th. With me, as always, is Rob Milas, our Chief Investment Officer. And today, I'm excited to have Nicole Ryan, one of our consultants, join us today. So, Rob, you gave us some trivia yesterday and some information about the markets. We had a nice day. Tell us what happened and what you see going on today.
Yeah, well, on a day when most Americans are thinking about filing their taxes, we ended up with a nice rally in the market. So the S&P was up 3%, NASDAQ up nearly 4%. And really what we're seeing is the leaders of the last bull market, including Amazon, Netflix, and Tesla, were strong performers and contributors once again. So that brings us to the year-to-date results, which are, have been a dramatic rebound in the large cap stocks. So after a 27% pop in the last 3 weeks, the S&P has pared its losses to 12% year to date. So, and the NASDAQ 100 has rebounded 24% in the last 3 weeks to pull nearly even year to date, believe it or not. The year to date results in small caps, though, represented by the Russell 2000, aren't nearly as good a story. So Q1 2020 was the worst performing quarter in that index's 40-year history. So the index has rallied nearly 19%, but it still remains down 25% year to date. And then finally, we're seeing that the VIX is finally falling back into that, the very high end of the quote unquote normal range. So it dipped below 40 yesterday. So that's a good sign for the market in terms of returning to normalcy.
Great, Rob. Thanks. Yeah, great to hear that information about the large caps, and a little way to go still with the small caps, but still I sense there's some momentum. And speaking of good news and momentum, Nicole's going to talk about the Main Street Lending Program, which is yet another stimulus program, hoping to get the small businesses back to work and get the unemployment numbers back to where they were prior to COVID-19. Nicole, take it away.
Absolutely. Thanks, Rich. So last Thursday, April 9th, before the holiday weekend, the Department of Treasury and the Federal Reserve Board announced several additional initiatives aimed at promoting maximum employment and stabilizing the economy, including the Main Street Lending Program, or MSLP, as it's become called. Now, this program creates an emergency loan program and establishes new loan facilities for small and mid-sized businesses. But the MSLP is different from the PPP, or the Payroll Protection Program, that we've talked a lot about recently. And the difference is the PPP is only offered to firms with less than 500 employees, whereas the new MSLP will be rolled out to firms with up to 10,000 employees and up to $2.5 billion in annual revenue. So these loans can either be new loans of $1 to $25 million, or it can expand an existing loan up to $150 million. The terms are up to 4 years. The principal and interest can be deferred for a full year. And currently, the program will run through September 2020. Additionally, qualifying companies can apply for loans through both programs, both the PPP and the MSLP. So it really is a terrific stimulus for that mid-size organization looking for additional funding. So now that we've talked about one of the stimulus packages, an additional stimulus package for the companies, let's take a turn and focus on some good news for the individuals. You may not be surprised that the most common search on Google this week has been, "Where's my payment app?" And that's right, there's an app that will let you track your economic impact payment. And it'll be available by Friday on the 17th. So the good news is checks for millions of Americans are a key part of the $2.2 trillion stimulus package under the CARES Act. The IRS is sending payments of $1,200 to individuals that earn less than $75,000 annually, and $2,400 to couples earning less than $150,000. Additionally, $500 per qualifying child. The money will automatically appear in your bank account if the IRS already has your account information on file from previous year's tax returns. If the IRS doesn't already have this information, you're encouraged to go to their website, irs.gov/coronavirus, or use the app that'll be available on Friday. You can enter your direct deposit information and track your payment. So as the checks are about to hit accounts, law enforcement officials worry crooks are going to pounce, right? So remember, the IRS will never call, text, email, or reach out to you via social media asking for personal information. They already have it.
Thanks, Nick. That's great news. I love that advancement in technology to be able to track it, because I know everyone is wondering exactly where their checks are. They're in many cases desperately needed. And thanks for that information about the Main Street Lending Program as well. So thanks so much, everybody, for joining us for Wednesday, April 15th. We'll see you tomorrow.